Hey guys, how are y'all on this rainy Sunday? But on my last day of quarantine, I'm so excited. Good evening. I'm ready to get back to my normal routine, get back to what I normally do throughout the week besides sitting at home. So today is last day of quarantine for me and my family. So we're back in rotation to everything that we normally do. I'm excited to have our second self care Sunday for this year. At the end of last Sunday, I talked about us talking about love languages this week. So that is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about self care, self love, and love languages, and why all those things are important. Jermaine is coming in. He's going to talk from a teenager's perspective. You can come in. He just walked in. He's going to be talking from a teenager's perspective. Probably need to sit back. Here we go with the commotion already.
It happens every time.
I know, which is why I wanted you to come earlier so we wouldn't deal with this on live. You can scoot back. Oh. So, okay. Can you move the things behind you so you don't have to sit on my lap? Okay, while Jermaine is getting himself together to be able to talk about self-care, self-love, and love languages. The reason why I wanted to talk a little bit about self-love, that in the last 2 years, I really feel like have been really hot topics. Big conversations about loving yourself and loving yourself appropriately. And I'm going to talk about the love languages because I think it's very important for us to know how to tell people how to love yourself, how to love you. And the only way you know that is if you know how to love yourself. And sometimes we don't know how to do that. We are our worst critics. We are the hardest on ourselves. Nobody's hard on us as much as we are hard on ourselves. So sometimes it's tough to get into that self-love place, to love on ourselves, the good, the bad, and the ugly of who we are. Do you agree?
Yes.
That's it?
No. I can say more. Okay. But yeah, I agree with that. I feel like basically just finding out what works for you is really important. Just making sure you know like who, like your body and stuff like that, and like just making sure you know like the person who you are and the stuff that you like is a good thing to know.
In reference to self-love?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, self-love is important. It's the hardest thing to do. It really is. It's the hardest thing to do, to love on yourself. And it takes those intentional steps. So like we're out here trying to be in relationships and we're trying to, grow ourselves as two people. And we don't even know how to love ourselves. If we don't know how to love ourselves, how can we help somebody love us? So love languages. Has anybody done your love language quiz? Anybody done? Jermaine, you've done your love language quiz. Yes, because it's important. So the love language test, guys, it is a phenomenal test. It asks you several questions. It's a lot. It's like 25 or 30 questions. And it determines on what are your top 3 or top 4 love languages. And the reason why it's important is, let's say Jermaine, even from a mother-son perspective. So let's say for me, I think if I hug on Jermaine all the time and I'd be like kissing on his face, and that's my way to show him I love him. But if his top love language is acts of service, is something very different in that, then I'm not showing him I love him. He is probably like, why are you on me? Crazy lady. That doesn't show me that you love me. So what the quiz does is it allows you to understand what your top 3 love languages are. So Jermaine, do you know what your top 3 are?
I think my top one is quality time, and then physical touch. And then all the other 3 were like tied for the same spot.
4. So my top are words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. Those are my top 3. And so what that means is, even when I'm participating in self-love, sorry, Jemiah walked in. There's a lot going on during my live today. But even when I'm participating in self-love, those are the things that I'm going to try to do for myself. I'm going to spend quality time with myself. I am going to do some sort of physical touch, like a massage or getting my feet done, those type of things. And I would do words of affirmations. I would do self-affirmations to myself, say positive things, pour into myself. Those are ways that I know that I can love on me. So when you're in a relationship, it's important to be able to communicate to your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, to be able to tell them what your love languages are. So if I was in a relationship, I would want my significant other to know quality time, physical touch, and words of affirmation are really important to me, so that they can feed into my love language, because that's going to grow us tighter. It's going to allow the love to grow stronger. Then I would want them to tell me their love language. Maybe their love language are acts of service, or gift giving, or maybe physical touch too. Then I know those are ways that I pour into them. I think that also goes into account when you talk about your children. So in our household, I do dates with the kids. So me and Jermaine do stuff like during this quarantine. We really spent quite a bit of time binging TV shows together, and I'll do things with Jemiah as well. So it's important for me to know what their love languages are, so that I can place our time together in a way that I'm showing them that I love them. Right? Do you agree? Do you think it's important, like from a teenager's perspective? I'm speaking from an old person, old 42-year-old woman, about why I think love languages are important. This is from my life experiences and the things that I wish I knew. I wish at Jermaine's age I knew about love languages. I wish I had known that it's important for me to know how to love myself in order to teach somebody else how to love me too.
Yeah, I do feel like it's important. I feel like a lot of kids my age don't really know about it. And like they're not really thinking about it in more of a broader sense like you were, like not really more of a family friend sense. It's mostly like relationship stuff they're thinking of it like. But I also feel like there are some people who do know about it and take the test and like they don't fully understand it. Like I just feel like they take the test and then just be like, oh yeah, this is my love language. And that is kind of a similar thing with like zodiac signs. So like when people figure out what theirs is, they're like, oh yeah, I'm a Libra sun and stuff like that, but they don't always fully know what it means.
Because y'all guys are younger. So I mean that makes sense to me. I mean, y'all are teenagers, so y'all don't go as in depth to try to figure out background information with some of those things. But I am glad like your friends know about love languages.
Yeah.
Do they know what their love languages are? So they did the test. So do they communicate to each other about their like top one or top two?
Well, me and my partner do.
Your what?
Me and my partner communicate about our love languages.
Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, Jermaine got a girlfriend. Yeah, it's all on Facebook. It's all on Facebook, stressing me out. Okay, so your teenage relationship, y'all guys communicate about your love languages.
Yes.
Oh, so what is her love language?
Physical touch.
Her love language, physical touch.
Yes.
So, okay, so what do y'all do with that information?
We hug.
Yeah, hug.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
But sidetracked the whole goal. Basically, what I was trying to say is that people do it in a manner, in a sense, more for relationships. Like at my age, at least, like when they're thinking about relationships, they will probably like do that and stuff like that. But they don't do it like in a friendship sense. Like I know what my best friends are and stuff like that. But that's just because I talk to them about it and stuff like that. But like they're not. Like in the sense that they're thinking of it to improve the friendship. No, they're just sharing it.
Understood. So it's not something that guides a friendship.
Yeah.
It doesn't guide a friendship, I think, as adults either. Thank you, Jermaine. I don't think it guides it in the friendship, but it's good to know. So as a parent, it's good for me to know what my children's love language are. Because just like I said, it allows me to be able to love you the way that y'all guys need to be loved. I just think that's important. I was saying last week that I was looking at something on Facebook and somebody had posted how they were so excited that they were feeding into their child's love language. And I just thought that was so beautiful. Just a different way of thinking when it comes to parenting, right? So I want to make sure that my kids know I love them. I don't want them to grow up and question or say, oh, my mama really didn't show me or she didn't know how to, and those type of things. I want to know what's important to you. So if your top, I'll say this, Jemiah knows her love languages too. And be very clear, her top 3 are nowhere near physical touch. She does not. Physical touch probably the last one on her list. At least for everybody else. Her physical touch is probably high on her list for me because she attacks me. I'll be in my room and she comes and lays on me. But anybody else, like physical touch is not her thing. It's just not her thing. And when she did the test, it was very apparent that physical touch was not in her top 3 or her top 4, but Jermaine's physical touch is in his top 3. So I think you said it's your number 1. But it's in your top 3? Yeah, it's in your top 3. But that's important. Hey, Tiara. Hey, Crystal. So, Jermaine, you're sitting on my shaw. I'm sorry, Jermaine's on my shaw. So, Tiara said she would love to know her kids' love language. I will, in this post, put up the love language quiz. I'll put it up here, and when you click on it, it asks you specific questions like, are you is this for like a relationship or a parent child or friendship? It gives you that. So I'll put it up there, but I just think it's important. It's important not only like in your mother-child relationship or in a romantic relationship, in friendships as well. We all deserve to be loved. We all deserve to have our love cup filled up every day, but it's different for different people, right? Like how many times you've seen where you'll have somebody who clean the whole house up, clean it from top to bottom. And with some people, they be like, ooh, he loved me. He cleaned the whole house. I feel so good. Or you have some people be like, well, he'll never show me that he loved me. And then the friends are like, but he cleaned the house up every day. He cooked for you when you get home, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, that ain't showing me that you love me. And so it's important to be able to know. It really is. It's important to be able to know. It's important to be able to feed into that, because then you know that you're being able to articulate your love to your person, whoever your person is, the right way. And then, like I said, it's important to know for self-love, right? Like, it's like I said, my top 3: physical touch, quality time, and words of affirmation. So I try to feed into those things for myself. I do self-affirmations. I write them down. I read them. So that's me pouring in myself with words of affirmation. For physical touch, I get pedicures. I try to get massages from time to time. Those are my ways of feeding into my physical touch for me, for self-love. And then what was my last one? Quality time. Quality time is me just being in my room. I told y'all guys, like last year, one big thing that I do when I get home is I try to take 10 to 15 minutes to myself. And Jemiah and Jermaine know that. I come home, I try to be in my room for about 10 to 15 minutes, get my life right, get my mind right, so I can switch hats and go from being whatever capacity I was in, school social worker, therapist, professor, whatever I was doing prior to coming home, and now being a mom. And that's some quality time for me. Or sitting in my room reading a book. Sitting in my room binging some TV a little bit, taking a nap. All those things are quality time. So it's feeding into that for me. So how many people up here, how many have done the love language quiz? Have anybody ever learned what their love languages are? And do you think it's important? Do you think it's important to know what your love languages are? Or is this just new conversation? You never heard of love language? You never even knew that this existed? Talk to me a little bit in the comments below. And I would love to share with everybody what you guys are saying or any questions that you may have. But I think that all aligns together when it comes to self-care. Right, Jermaine?
Yeah.
Do you agree? You ain't got to agree because I'm your mama. And I talk about self-care. Do you think self-love and love languages are important?
Yeah. If you like, because I feel like with love, basically, that's a very broad stream. Like there's a lot of things that go into self-love as a whole, and it all varies between person from person. So I do feel like knowing your love language is like an aid to figuring out what self-love is for you as a branch. Because if you know the individual parts that make up the stuff that you like, then you know how to increase the thing, like the increase the joy that you might be feeling at the time, like how to take those moments of joy that you feel and you was like, oh, I really like doing this and I really like doing that, and make it a wider branch over your entire life to make you happy as a person throughout your entire life.
It's important to be happy. It's important. There's so many things out here that you're not happy with. So many things are in life that comes and causes confusion and stress. And I mean, it's hard out here, man. I wish I had known something. Like I said, I wish I had known some of this when I was younger. It's hard. Adulting is hard. Being a teenager is hard. It's all just different levels of what that hard looks like. So when we take the time to be able to learn ourselves, learn how to love ourselves, take time to self-care, do the things that make us happy. It's important. It's important for our mental health. It's important for our emotional health. It's important for our physical health, all those type of things. Like, I know I'm an emotional eater, and I really am. When things are going crazy, I might be like, I'm gonna binge out on some stuff and things like that, because my physical health in that moment is not healthy. So a lot of things that we're doing, we're being intentional. We're doing it on purpose. So that is my word for 2022. I feel like it was my word for 2021 as well, but intentionality, that is my word for the year. It's doing things on purpose. So when I'm putting certain things into motion, I'm trying to get things going, I'm doing intentional steps to make it happen. So me loving on Sharonda is intentional. It's me figuring out what steps do I need to do to love me, because there's so many people out here who don't have my best interests at heart. And I'm not being a pessimist, I'm being a realist. I mean, that's what the reality is. Everybody doesn't have your best interests at heart or want you to succeed. So I have to build myself up. I got to self-affirm myself. I got to love on myself. I got to do all these things before I even walk out my door in the morning, because I want to build it up. So if people are pulling from it, it don't get me all the way down to the bottom, the grinds. When you had coffee grind and it had all like the little nasty stuff in it, it ain't gotta get me all down to that little nasty stuff. Like all that in that little nasty. It ain't gotta get me there. It might bump me down a little bit, but I'm gonna get back home and I'm gonna try to fill my cup back up. Also, so Crystal said, definitely important. You need to know yourself and your love language in order to know your partner's love language. Same for family and kids. I agree, Crystal. I am a strong advocate for love languages. I think it's so important. People spend years and years and years and years together and don't articulate how to love them. And a lot of times they don't know, like, think about it. You don't know how to tell people to love, how to love. You just know when you feel loved, right? It's like, oh, okay, I feel loved. I feel good. I feel like this person really cares about me and things like that. But sometimes we can't articulate, this is what you need to do to love me. Love language is a great tool for that, because you ain't got to really articulate it. Here it is. Boom, there it go. It gives you definitions. It tells you everything. You do the quiz. It says, okay, these are your top ones. It gives you all of them in order, but I always look at my top 3, which are really important to me. And that's something that could be a conversation. You out on a date because, right, y'all dating each other, right? So you out dating your significant other, your husband, your wife. And this is a conversation starter. Hey, baby, I did, love language quiz. Let's talk about what my love languages are. You want to do it? Let me pop it out on my phone. Boom, boom, boom. Ask you these questions. And these are your love language. Let's talk about it. And then let's feed into it. Let's be intentional and let's feed into each other's love language so that you know that I love you and I know that you love me. When it comes to your children, another conversation starter, right? You learn what your children's love language is. And when y'all go out and y'all have fun and things like that, for both of my children, one of theirs is quality time. I spend a ton of time with them. Sometimes against my will. I've been threatening them the last couple of days that I was going to go to the hotel.
No.
You remember I said, I'm going to the hotel, get out of here, but quality time is their thing. So on weekends, we'll get up and do stuff together. Our life is very, very busy. Between the 3 of us, we got a lot going on. But we spend time, we'll go to the movies together and then we talk about it, or we'll go out to eat or do different activities, because Quality time is something that's on all three of our top love languages. But I wouldn't know that, and they wouldn't know how to articulate that. Even with our young kids, they don't know how to articulate, mommy, show me you love me, daddy, show me you love me. But if you know what their love languages are, you ain't got it. It's not like it ain't rocking the boat, and it's not reinventing the wheel. It's there. You know what it is, and you can build into it. So off the top of my head, of course I know mine. So you have quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, gift giving, and acts of service. Look at me. Those are all the love languages. Those are the 5. And so they are what they exactly are what they say. So quality time, meaning that you enjoy when you spend time with someone and they're putting that time and effort in just spending time with you. Physical touch is you like to physically be touched in some form, hugs, holding hands, massages, things like that. Then you have words of affirmation. You like for somebody to say things to you, pour into you in that way. Acts of service are you like when people actually do stuff like take out trash, wash the dishes, do things without you having to ask, pick you up from such a like actually doing acts of service. And then the last one was gift giving. So you like to receive gifts. You like that is something that's that makes you happy and is important for you. So those are all of the love languages. And like I said, when you do the quiz, it breaks it down based off of your answers to the questions on what love language are your top 3, does it in order. And so I just think it's important. And I wanted to have Jermaine come on because I thought it would be nice to hear from a teen's perspective, because y'all guys are hearing from my perspective every single week about self-care and some capacities with self-care. Is there anything else you wanted to share about self-love, self-care from a teenager?
Just from my closing remarks,
There's no closing remarks. You trying to leave?
Switch out with your
switch out with my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll swap out with Maya and see what we say with an older teenager.
But no, as my closing remarks, I just want to leave this information with y'all just to understand that no matter how old you are, or no matter like where you are in life, it's always good to know you, because not many people do know that even later in life. And there are small things that you can take, small steps you can take early in life to help you understand who you are later in life, or help you understand who you are in general. And it's never too late to figure out those steps to help you understand the type of person you are and the type of person you want to be.
It's your turn. You so have you taken those steps?
I've started to, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know completely who I am yet, but I'm still learning.
Okay.
Hearts to everybody.
Wait, does anybody have any questions for Jermaine before he try to run out the self-care talk? Yeah, I had to threaten him to come on board today. Any questions for Jermaine from a teenager perspective or anything like that? I love my son, y'all. He is the sweetest thing ever. I mean, he makes my heart smile. I'm happy to be his mom. He's a teenager, so there are moments, but but we're glad to be past those moments. But yes, I do believe that Jermaine practiced self-care. I think he's went through. Oh, Jemiah just walked in. I'm so sorry. You about ready to switch out? Okay. Jermaine is leaving out.
We have to see if there are any questions for
me. There's no questions. I'm looking. Oh. What you mean? You can see right there.
If y'all have any questions, I'll be back.
Yeah, right. He's not gonna answer my text when I say come on back. Hey, Maya Boo. Come on in. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on, sit back. Hey, Donna. Okay. Hi, you see, physical touch. She about to lose her mind. About to lose her mind. So, Jemiah, these are the people. This is Jemiah. Do you want to say hello to the people?
Hello.
Jemiah and Jermaine are definitely 2 different people. So it'll be a different interaction with my Maya Boo. Jemiah is my almost young adult.
This is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Yes. Yeah, this is embarrassing.
So we're talking about self-care, self-love, and love languages. Do you remember what your love languages are?
Yes, I took a test.
Talk louder.
Oh,
sit up. Like elongate your back. Come on, girl, sit back.
And this is how I say it.
No, sweetie, you're taller than me. You should reflect that in the video.
It was gift giving, quality time, and I think words of affirmation, or I think it was that one.
Do you think it was important for you to know what your love languages are?
Yes.
Why?
To tell other people.
Tell other people why, Jemiah.
They know how I love you.
Yeah. But do you think that's important? Do you think sometimes people think they're showing people love, but the other person don't feel it at all?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Because it happens all the time.
Elaborate.
What do you mean? Like,
elaborate.
Like, what if words affirmation is not my thing? And you be like, I love you. And I'll be like, oh, okay. I need some action.
But it's funny because just like I said, like for Jemiah, it's funny that physical touch is definitely was like number 5 on her list. But I promise you, physical touch is number 1 for her and me. For her, because she is a physical toucher with me. Do you agree?
Tomato.
Do you feel like physical? Do you come in my room and attack me quite often?
I don't attack.
Attack's the wrong word.
Yes.
So what would you call it?
I check on you.
Oh, you check on me. Okay. So as a almost 18-year-old.
Oh, Jesus, that's old.
Yes, it is old. That's stressful. As an almost 18-year-old, you feel like love language is important. You think it's important. Let's not talk about like a romantic relationship in a parent-child.
Yeah, it's important.
Why?
Because it just shows how like other people love you. Like me, I buy you gifts all the time.
You do. And gift giving is not on my list.
It's not.
But I receive them well.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
very
wearing
pleased.
one right now.
I am. I'm wearing my dress. Jemiah bought this for me. So I do like receiving gifts for you, but I think that's more about the fact that I've, raised you, poured in my life savings in your life. And so getting a little bit back off my profit makes me happy sometimes.
I buy yourself all the time.
I know you do. But gift giving is your love language, right? So what are my love languages?
Physical touch.
And what else?
Words of affirmation.
And what else?
I would say acts of service.
Really? It's not quality time.
Oh, what quality time?
You think acts of service is high on my list?
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Because you do stuff for people all the time, like just selflessly, and you don't ask for nothing back.
Yeah.
Just all the time, for no reason, and you know when I tell you not to.
Well, that doesn't mean that that's my love language, though, right? So, like I've been saying, it's important to know other people's love languages and then be able to feed in it, right? So, for Jemiah, I've tried to feed into her love language. I try to feed into her quality time. I really don't try to feed into gift giving. That stresses me out. I feel like that's gonna be on her romantic love language. Let her boyfriend, when she has one, feed into her love language there. All right. And I also feed into which other one? Acts of service? No.
Yeah.
Is acts of service?
But it's quality time.
Gift
giving. Yeah, I think acts of service. Yeah.
Acts of service.
No, it's words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Do you feel like I try to affirm you?
Yeah. While I took the test, I didn't even think I needed that.
You don't think words of affirmation was yours?
No, it is mine. I took the test and it told me that, but I was shocked when I got it because I was like, what?
You don't feel like when people say things to you, positive things and things like that, it makes you feel good?
It does.
It fills your happy bucket?
It does sometimes, but I don't really care what people say.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are like, why do you dress like that? Oh, about my piercing?
Yeah.
It was like, why'd you get that in your mouth?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I wanted to.
But that's not affirming you. That's someone being judgmental. That's very different, right? That's very different. Words of affirmation are when people are pouring in and saying positive things and who are filling your happy bucket. And that makes you feel good and make you feel loved. What are you laughing at? She's so silly, y'all. She is so silly. But it's important, I think, just like I said, when it comes to my children, it's good for me to know what theirs are. when it comes to being in a relationship is good because you want your mate, you want your significant other, to feel love. You want them to feel love. I am, like I said before, that what's really important is that I'm going to put the test in the chat. So that everybody can have it and you can take it. It's free. It doesn't cost any money. It's on the internet. So you can do it on your computer. You can do it on your cell phone. Doesn't matter. But it's a great conversation starter, right? Man, go on a date and be like, let's talk love languages. You might be teaching your significant other something, and then you learn in that time. So Crystal said, it'd been, you could have helped me, Mike. You got my one arm stuck back here. She said, and to add to that, Jermaine, once you find out who you are, love on that, love who you are, nurture what makes you. I love that. And I agree 175%. Everybody is unique. Nobody is made the same at all. Everybody has these special pieces of themselves that make you who you are. And when you know what that is, like I said, I love, I bring Jemima and Jermaine on because I love for them to know who they are at this age and be able to really hold on to it. One thing that's also important to remember is your love languages can change, right? So where Maya's love language is now at almost 18, if I ask her to take the test again at 28, it's probably going to be different because her life experiences have come in and has shaped some things that are important to her, has shaped her value system some, has changed up a little bit in the aspect of what makes her feel loved. So where my love languages were at 18, at 28, at 38, maybe a little different than where it is at 42 and the things that are important to me now. Mine might have been more gift giving back then. I don't know, but because I didn't know about love languages at that time, but I wish I did.
Pause. You trying to play?
He's offended. Stay focused.
Ooh, tomatoes. What was it?
I just use it as an example.
Tomatoes.
Maya, stay focused. So that's why it's important. It's another step in your self-care journey. I hope everybody is working on something. It could be something big, it could be something small, but work on something to love on yourself and take care of yourself. Fill your bucket. Figure out how you need to fill your bucket, what you need to do to self-care. And it's going to have ups and downs, right? You're going to be strong self-caring for like 3 months, and then something happened and your health didn't fell off and your emotional piece didn't have
health.
Well, your the healthy aspect, if you were doing things intentional. I'm about to kick Jemima out, y'all. But, you have ups and downs in life. And because you have ups and downs in life, your self-care can have ups and downs. So if you remember that each day is a new day, just start over. Be like, all right, that happened yesterday. It's a new day to start fresh. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get some journaling done. I'm going to do some self-affirmations. I'm gonna do a little yoga. I'm gonna drink my water. And maybe you don't hit everything on that day. Then the next day is another new day. Every day is a new day to start fresh and to try to reach whatever your goals are. But this love language thing, y'all, I'm telling y'all. Oh, Jemima wants to add something.
Just keep living, man. Just keep living. Yeah, that's what I told myself.
That's what you want to add?
Just keep living. And elaborate. Just keep living. Just elaborate on that. You just gotta. Every day is a new day. Don't take nothing too seriously. Once it happened in life, it happens. You just have to live with it. Just roll with the punches. And if you dwell on it, you're gonna be sad and depressed. But if you just be like, it's okay. I had one bad day, but tomorrow's going to be a better day. You just have to keep on living. That's what I tell myself. That's why I don't stress that much. If you notice, I don't really stress that much because, I'm just it's all going to work out. Nothing happens by, mistake. That's why, I want to get a tattoo that basically says that, everything happens for a divine reason, You
wanted to say all that?
No, not that. It's shorter. It's a shorter. But I'm just saying, everything just happens for a reason. Nothing happens by mistake,
Mm-hmm.
So you just to live with it, and just roll with the punches. If you have that mindset with everything, you'll get through life.
Awesome. There was another part you were getting ready to say? Did you forget?
Yes. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swim.
That's what I tell myself. And my best friend, I told her that a couple, me and my best friend, we've been working on her, getting her to a good spot. But like a couple months ago, she wasn't doing the greatest, like in college and stuff. Cause like maybe because it was like her newfound freedom, or like when she went, like she didn't cry about leaving and she wasn't sad. And I think she tried to like prevent herself with being sad with keeping herself busy and like not taking the time for her. And so like it just got bad. Like it just got really bad really quickly. And so like I told her I was helping her, but I also told her like I'm not gonna police you because like I'm your best friend, but like we all have our own lives and like we all go through different journeys. And it was just her journey, and like I was there and I supported her and I helped her and I gave her tips, but I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and crucify you for what you're doing, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to make it through life. And then this year, she's been really good. We had a talk before the new year happened, and she's doing really good. Like she's been drinking tea more, been doing more self care. She's been, and she hasn't been toxic with the boy that she's talking to or nothing. She's been doing really good.
That's really good. That is positive, right? Because you got to take one day at a time. I think that's the biggest thing. When you feeling like you're overwhelmed and you're feeling like, because it happens, y'all. Like it happens, that overwhelmed feeling, that feeling like so much is going on, you can't handle it. If you look at every single problem you got, it could fill up your whole room. So you take things one step at a time, right? You take one step, check that off. That's done. And in the midst of all that, you taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself, guys. It is so important. It's so easy to say, but so hard to do. It really is. It's so hard to do. In life, I can say from an old head perspective, with having bills and having responsibilities and jobs and parenting and all these things going on, it's overwhelming. If you really looked at it, you'd be like, this crazy. It's crazy, Maya. But if you look at it in the sense of you take it one day at a time, right, Maya? Just keep swimming, keep swimming, swimming.
Like the other day, like a month ago, I had like a really bad anxiety attack at work for no reason. It was, I don't know why I had it, but like it was really bad. Like I had to step outside. It was about this terrible. But then like I don't know. I think God told me to slow down. That's the reason why I had got sick or whatever, and like
and shut the whole household down. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we was on quarantine or whatever. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I'm gonna get to the point one day in my life where I can just live life and don't have to have no like worries, because everything's just gonna be done.
And I love that that's your thought. But if there are worries that come up,
it's a statement.
It's a statement.
Because guess what? I'm gonna keep God first. I'm gonna have faith.
Yes.
And guess what? I'm not gonna worry, because anything He throw me is a test, and I'm gonna pass the test every time because I'm be prepared for it.
And everything is a teachable moment, right? So when things come up and it throw you off your A game, and you be like, "Oh, what happened?" Everything's a teachable moment. What do I need to learn from this so that I don't find myself in this position again? So I can tell you personally, maybe 8 years ago or so, I got laid off from a job, had no idea, was doing good, was in a management position, just bought a car, was holding it down, thinking I'm rocking my life out, and got laid off. Completely caught me off guard, completely put me in a bad situation. And I had to take a step back and really sit there and say, what's my teachable moment? And from that, my teachable moment was to develop multiple streams of income, so that if something fell off with one of those streams, Sharona didn't find herself in a bad place. So that was the wisdom that God gave me. And that's the wisdom that God gives me when bad things come up, or things that I don't expect to come up. Find my teachable moment so I don't find myself there anymore. So here we are 8 years later, and I have about 6 streams of income right now because I learned from that situation. So I think that's that. Just keep swimming, right? So that was a perspective of a young adult from Jemiah's perspective. I think that's awesome. I'm proud of the young lady you're growing to be.
Thank you.
She is a very silly person. If anybody had any questions for Jemiah, please type them below. Whether it's about love language or self-love or self-care from a young adult's perspective, or if anybody have any questions from me from an old lady's perspective, or if you want to share any of your comments about knowing love language, and if that's important to you, or if this is something new for you. Like I said before, I'm going to put the test in here so that you'll be able to access it after the live, and so that you can take the test. Once you take the test, comment below too. Let me know how it went. Do you agree with what your love languages are? That's another question. Those that know your love language, were you surprised by anything? I wasn't surprised by anything on my love languages. You're still on live, you know that. I wasn't surprised by any of mine. I think mine align very, very much so to who I am as a person. Jemiah's didn't surprise me, and Jermaine's didn't surprise me either. But Maya said one of hers did for her. Do you try to feed into, so wrapping this up, so do you try to feed into your love language for your self-love?
Sometimes. My self-love is sleeping. That's why I like to do. That's why I do self-love on myself.
No. What I'm saying is, and what I've explained was like our love language. When we learn what our love language is, we can use that as well to love on ourselves, because we already established that your love language is a way to show you love. So that gives you a foundation for how you can love on yourself. So for example, my love languages: physical touch. I go get my feet pedicure, get a massage, things like that, to kind of do the physical touch. For quality time, I like to be in here. I'll read a book, I'll watch TV, but definitely by myself. Or I come home and I need my time to myself before I put on my mommy hat. Or my words of affirmation. I say self-affirmations to myself so I can build myself up, because those are my top 3. So in your top 3, I definitely believe you do gift giving for yourself.
No, because I just bought something from Shein or whatever. It was like $60, but it was like that was the first time I had bought clothes in a long time like that. Because I go to the mall and stuff, and
did you get ice cream today? That's gift giving.
No, that's not gift giving. That is just a normal day.
Okay. Well, but my point is, do you think if you used your love language to do intentional things for yourself, do you think that would increase you showing yourself self-love?
I think it could. I think the only time I really do is quality time is when I be in my room.
Sleep.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like being in my room. Like, I can't function if I'm like with other people for too long. I can't function.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, you're not a big people person. No. Yeah. Well, that's good, Maya. I appreciate you coming here and joining in on our self-care, self-love talk. Doesn't look like anybody have any questions for you. Okay. So you are free to go, sweetie.
Yeah, I have somebody waiting.
Oh, okay. Awesome, guys. Well, I hope y'all enjoy having Maya and Jermaine kind of pop in here. Thank y'all guys for spending some of your Sunday evening with me. I really want y'all guys to be intentional. Take some time out, figure out what your self-care plan is, what is very important for you. Take the love language test. Take the love language test. It doesn't take nothing but time, and use it as a tool, another tool in your toolbox, and your self-care toolbox on ways to love on yourself, or ways to help show people how to love you. The ways to just show people how to love you and love you the right way, so you're feeling loved and you're not going through life with this overwhelming feeling of not filling up that love bucket. Well, guys, we've been over here about 46 minutes. So I'm going to get ready to go, guys. I hope y'all guys are intentional in everything that you do. Have a better than blessed week. And I'm going to see y'all guys next Sunday. I'll post up here at some point what our conversation will be for next Sunday. But thanks for sticking it out with me. Have a blessed evening. Bye.